Am I wrong for not impregnating my high school crush? I, 37 male, am a single father to a beautiful grown-up female. She is my pride and joy, and life is great with her. But she is the only one I'll ever have, as I have been snipped a few years ago. I don't really tell people about it. It's my own business. Not that I don't want any more children. I just don't want any more baby mamas. My daughter's mother and I have an amicable relationship, but it's taken a lot of work and emotional anguish to get here. I can't say that the next one will be as amicable, so I made the decision to get myself vasectomized. Maggie, 37 female, has been a crush of mine for the past 20 plus years. She's unmarried, no children, and works as a gymnastics instructor, which keeps her fit. She's just as beautiful as the girl I found over in high school. I've moved away while she stayed in her hometown, but we kept in touch and grown to be really good friends. She adores my daughter and comments frequently on how much my daughter has grown in the years with love, reacts, and emojis. Nothing out of the norm. I just took it as her being nice. A couple years back, I admitted my crush to her, as I felt we're mature enough to be embarrassed by it or her make fun of it. She took it well, but we never pursued anything from it. That is until this last Christmas. My daughter and I flew home to spend the holidays with my family. My parents were ecstatic to see their granddaughter, and my brother's kids were happy to see their cousin. Maggie said that I was in town through social media and messaged me. We made a day for lunch when my parents were available to watch my daughter. We met at a coffee shop, and she threw her arms around me and put her head on her chest. High school me would have felt a little tight in the pants, but I just hugged her back. Coffee turned to dinner and turned into drinks. In the middle of drinks, the conversation turned intimate. She finally blurted out, "OP, put a baby in me." In between giggles, and I laughed along. I took it as an invite back to her place, where we eventually ended up. I introduced Maggie to my daughter, and they hit it off really well. I definitely felt this could sprout into a full relationship. My daughter isn't used to me dating, as most of my time revolves around work and being a full-time father. She supported me pursuing Maggie and explained she could hang out with my parents and her cousins while I did my thing. We split the week between my hotel and her place. I flew back thinking we were going to be a thing for good. Last week, she called me sad, telling me she's not pregnant. We didn't always use protection. I asked if it was a good thing to get pregnant at the beginning of this relationship. She broke down to confess that her bio clock was ticking and just wanted to get pregnant. She chose me because of how beautiful my daughter is, but wasn't going to make me raise our child if I didn't want to. She has no intentions for a relationship. Am I the a-hole for not telling her about my procedure and can't give her a baby? First of all, LP needs to run as fast as he can. Second of all, when I be telling y'all on here that people just be having kids for any reason, this is what I mean. What do you mean you're gonna have a baby with a man because you think his daughter looks beautiful and your bio clock is ticking? Like, you don't know if this man is a good dad. You don't know anything, but you just want a baby. You have a desire to have a baby, and his daughter looks pretty. Lord, y'all just be doing any and everything. Am I wrong for kicking my 72-year-old mother-in-law out of the house at night because she threw away my things? I, 36, live with my husband, 41. I have a decent relationship with my mother-in-law. Compared to a lot of the horror stories I hear from friends, she's quite sweet and warm. She is, however, a little over-controlling. Overprotective, I'm not sure the exact word, but she has a very strong idea about things and no sense of boundaries. For example, when she stays at our house, she takes over the kitchen completely and insists cooking all our meals. I wish someone could do that for me, honestly. She cooks wonderfully, but she won't let me help her at all and puts everything away in the wrong places and then insists that her way is more logical. She only really comes for holidays though, and I do like her a lot, so I don't mind putting up with these mild annoyances. I'm currently pregnant with our little girl, who will be born in a few months. This is a miracle. I really didn't think it would happen, especially so late, but we got lucky. When my mother-in-law heard, she was super excited and said she would come over to help us get ready for the baby. She offered to stay for the next 6 months or so to help out. Because my husband and I both work long hours, it will be hard to handle the baby on top of this. She's also pretty emotional, invested in this, because she truly sees herself as part of our family. Well, isn't she... Wait, what? I don't get it. Isn't she the husband's mother, so she is the family. She arrived a few days ago and set herself up. Then she started with cleaning. I like collecting things from garage sales and such. Things like little sculptures, books, and baskets. Stuff a lot of people would consider utter junk. Our house is definitely overstuffed, but it's reasonably tidy and doesn't seem like a hoarder's house or anything. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, likes everything surgically clean. Yesterday, I came home from work to find house like a war zone. She went through my cabinets and cleared out everything she considered junk, and had apparently made several trips to Goodwill before I got home. I was really angry and asked her why she would ever do this. She said the house has to be tidy for the baby, and that it would be dangerous for the baby to be in a cluttered house. Then she took the next huge bag of stuff and tried to walk out the door. I kind of lost it, and I told her she could get out right now. She was shocked that I was serious, and she said she doesn't have anywhere to go, and it's so late. It was about 9:30. I booked her a hotel room and called a taxi. My husband came home an hour later, and when I told him what happened, he was furious with me. He says I disrespected his mom and was ungrateful for everything she's trying to do for us. Am I the a-hole? You guys, what do you think? I feel like in a way, if I was pregnant, dealing with all pregnancy emotions and hormones or whatever the hell pregnant women deal with, and I had a long day at work and I came home and someone not only touched my things without my permission, but gave it away without my permission, I would have lost it. On the other hand, she is 72. Although old people be thinking they can do any and everything just because they're old, and people are gonna give them the excuse. But either way, like, what do you guys think? Am I wrong for suggesting my friend go back to therapy after how she reacted in a Chinese restaurant? So yesterday, me, 28 female, Jess, 27 female, and 3 other friends, mid to late 20s female, went to a Chinese restaurant. I'm Chinese. Jess is half Japanese Chinese, and the rest of my friendship group are Asian, if that's relevant. For context, Jess unfortunately was victim to a verbal racist attack when COVID first started. It was such an awful thing to happen, and I'm still mad about it. The incident traumatized her quite badly, and she went to therapy for a couple of years. We were getting seated, and there's a Caucasian man with his son, maybe 6, 8 years old. They smile at me, and I smile back. Anyway, our food comes, and the kid is curious, and I can hear him asking his dad, "What are those ladies eating?" The dad happily explains to his son the different kinds of seafood, like pipis and pork belly and noodle dishes we were eating. It was really clear that they weren't making fun of the food or us. And honestly, I thought it was cute that the kid was interested, but just started getting agitated. I asked her what was up, and she said she didn't like the way they were talking about us. Me and my friend tried to just say they were just talking about the food we were eating. Unexpectedly, as Jess is quite shy, she stood up and said to the dad, "This isn't a zoo, you know." Then she walked out, and some of us followed her out, and me and another friend apologized to the man and kid who were really shocked. Outside, we were trying to console Jess. She was adamant that the man was teaching his kids to be racist, but we were all trying to tell her that it wasn't like that, and she said we were invalidating her. This went back and forth with us trying to say the man and kid weren't being racist. Finally, in my effort to try to help, I suggested maybe Jess should... she probably shouldn't say that at that time. Anyways, I suggested maybe Jess should go back to therapy. Jess gave me a dirty look. I know it. Yeah, I'm telling you, she probably shouldn't say that. Anyways, called me a friend and left. A couple of my friends, although acknowledging that the way Jess reacted to the man and kid was abnormal, told me it wasn't my place to suggest that. But my other friend said that I wasn't wrong, and as her friend who cares about her well-being, I had a right to suggest that. Jess and I have been friends since high school, and I spent a great deal of time supporting her after the racist incident. Am I the a-hole? I feel like obviously it does sound like she needs to go to therapy because she's yeah, I feel like certain things we just can't heal from for a very long time because time does heal things, but at that moment she probably just shouldn't say that comment. She just needed to comfort her friend, talk to her and tell her, "Oh, the guy isn't being racist, they're not talking about us." Like, just say comforting words to give her reassure her. And then maybe another time when they're by themselves, maybe she should have said, "Hey, sweetie, I think you just need to go back to therapy because clearly you're not healed from, the incident that happened to you." But to blur out that you need to go back to therapy when she's literally having a panic attack, hello. Who be teaching you guys how to comfort people? Anyways, what do you guys think? That'll be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.